Are you comfortable with English, or should we shift to some other language?
Sir, English.
Okay. Okay, please introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Ankit Kumar. I am 24 years old. I am from the Kishtwar district. I have done my BSc from the Government Degree College Kishtwar in 2019, and since then I have been preparing for the competitive examinations.
So you're a bachelor's in science. You
Yes, sir.
have done bachelor's in physics, mathematics, and geography.
Yes, sir.
Regarding physics, can you tell me what are the main points of contention between Einsteinian physics and quantum physics?
No, sir. I don't remember, sir, anything. Sir, it's been 2-3 years I haven't studied physics.
But you must be knowing that because physics has been your subject. You must have studied 3 years of physics.
Yes, sir.
So you don't know what is quantum mechanics.
Sir, quantum mechanics, it sir generally deals with the subnuclear particles, like the spin of the nuclear particles, like quarks, the God particles, Bose-Einstein particles.
Okay. Regarding the God particle, why is it known as the God particle?
Sir, sir, I don't know.
Who was the person that predicted the existence of this particle?
No, sir, I don't know.
Okay, can you tell me there is a particle precisely which is linked to giving mass to other particles?
Which mass to other particles? No, sir, I don't know.
All right. Are you aware of standard model of particle physics?
Standard model of particle physics? No, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you an easier question. What is the concept of time according to Einstein?
Quantum, sir, according to Einstein, the time is the fourth dimension. As we see the three dimensions, Einstein told that the time is the fourth dimension.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
How many dimensions are there in the universe?
Sir, we cannot predict. Sir, generally we see the three-dimensional particles, but three dimensions. But according to many scientists, there are more than three dimensions. Sir, also seen in the movies like Interstellar, which says about many dimensions.
So you're basing your opinion on a particular movie.
No, sir. Scientists have also told about this.
Can you
Many
name a
scientists.
scientist that has put forward this concept?
No, sir. I don't remember the name of the scientist, but there was a particular sir, teacher from the Harvard University. He was showing a practical about the fourth dimension.
There is a theory that predicts of the existence of more than 10 dimensions. Can you tell me which is the theory? Very famous theory.
No, sir. I don't know.
Yeah, haven't you heard about string theory?
String theory. Yes, sir. I have. Yeah, I have read about it in my graduation, but sir, I don't know.
Okay. We have in the inside the atom, we have the elementary particles, the proton, the neutron, and the electrons.
Yes, sir.
Are these the fundamental particles in a pure sense, or do we
No,
have
sir.
some fundamental to these fundamental particles?
No, sir. These are not the fundamental particles because there are also the quarks which make the neutron, the electron, the protons.
Okay, so you're saying that inside electrons there are quarks.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Well, quark is a lepton, and leptons are not made of. Electron is a lepton, and leptons are not made of quarks. All right. You must be aware of dark matter and dark energy. What, according to you, does the word dark mean here?
Sir, dark matter, sir. No, sir, I can't recall this time.
Okay, Ankit, tell me your what do you do in your free time?
Sir, right now I'm studying, sir, so there isn't much scope for the hobbies, sir. But I like the teaching students and gymming.
Which is the subject that you like to teach?
Sir, I teach the mathematics to the students of the sixth, seventh class.
Okay. What are logarithms? Logarithms.
Sir, logarithm, sir. This is a logarithm is a table, sir. Oh, mm, no, sir, I can't recall this.
Okay. You must be aware of the number system.
Number system, yes, sir.
Can you can you give me a definition of a number?
Number, no, sir, I can find this.
Okay. What is infinity?
Infinity, sir. Infinity is generally that we cannot predict or we cannot define, sir.
In the mathematical terminology,
Yes, sir.
since you're a teacher of mathematics, you like to teach mathematics. How
Yes,
would
sir.
you define infinity?
Sir, we haven't studied about infinity, but yes, sir, we have studied about numbers. Like we call it not defined because we cannot define such numbers. But we haven't studied about infinity because we can continue counting till as much as we can.
Okay, so you can say that infinity is
That,
something which cannot be counted.
yes, sir. Sir, there is a term called not defined that we usually use.
So if infinity is something that cannot be defined or that cannot be counted, are there infinities, actual infinities in the universe? In reality?
Yes, sir, there might be infinities.
Can you give me an example of that?
Sir, like the number of stars.
Number of stars is infinite.
Yes, sir. Because many of stars are growing and destroying every minute, every time, every period of time.
If the number of stars is infinite, so I was saying that if the number of stars is infinite, can you
Yes, sir.
say that it means that the universe has something which cannot be counted and which is infinite? That does it mean that we also have an infinite universe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Universe is infinite because, sir, it's expanding right now. And
Okay, so there are no boundaries of the universe. The universe is infinite. Is this what you're saying?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are many theories which say that there are many universes, which are called multiverse.
Can you name the scientist who gave the concept of multiverse?
Multiverse? No, sir. I don't know.
Since science, since you're a science student and science works on the method, a particular scientific method, the method of induction, that requires, if you have to define something, if you have to postulate something, it requires real observation, it requires the identification of patterns, it requires repetitive experiments just to be able to produce something or to postulate something. Well, you
Yes,
talked
sir.
about multiverse. Since we are not even able to reach the boundaries of our own universe, we would never know the existence of a multiverse. So, do you think that talking about multiverse, which is something that can never be tested with the current technology that we have, is that science is getting over and above its own subject, and it is not, it is not being able to stick to its own scientific method?
Yes, sir. Sir, right now we cannot predict that there are multi. We can only predict there are multi universes, but we cannot really. we cannot really say that there are multi universes. So like the Einstein told about the gravitational wave, but we were not able to see the gravitational wave at that time. But the Liga experiment shown that there are gravitational waves. Yes, sir, there exist gravitational waves.
When were we able to detect gravitational waves for the first time?
Yes, sir, 2016 Liga experiment.
What are gravitational waves?
Sir, gravitational waves are the waves which in the universe. So these are particularly generated when the black hole is destroying. Yes, sir. When the star is destroying and there is formation of a black hole.
What is LIGO India regarding gravitational waves? What is LIGO India?
LIGO India. Sir, I don't remember.
You talked about black holes. Do you know
Yes.
about the concept of primordial black holes?
Primordial black holes. No, sir, I don't know.
Can you briefly define what black holes are?
Sir, black holes are the stars, sir, which are the stars which are the stars three times which have the mass three times more than that of the sun. When they are destroyed, sir, they form a black holes. So black holes have enormous gravitational wave, enormous gravitational power. Yes, sir,
Okay.
and they can time and space.
Regarding the birth and death and the life cycle of a star, there's a famous Indian scientist that gave a particular constant. Can you name the scientist?
Sir, Chandrasekhar.
What did he give?
Sir, Chandrasekhar, sir, he told about Chandrasekhar limit, that is 1.4 times mass of the sun.
What would that make a star?
Sir, any star having the mass more than 1.4 times that of the sun, only that star can destroy and can form a black hole or a supernova.
So if you're saying that only 1.4 solar masses can create a black hole, but just now
Yes, sir.
you said three solar masses can create a black hole, which would
Sir,
go to.
yes, sir, 1.4 to 3 times if there is a mass of the star, that will form a white dwarf. But more than 3 times the mass of the sun, that will form a black.
All right, since you applied for assistant registrar of cooperative societies and you're from the district of Ishtawar,
Yes, sir.
can you tell me the names of various cooperative societies that are currently working in Ishtawar?
Sir, there are not many cooperative societies as we have seen in the Kishtwar, but there is a cooperative bank that's working in the Kishtwar.
Okay, at what level the bank is working?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay, so is it a rural cooperative bank, urban cooperative bank? What kind of bank?
Sir, it's a rural cooperative bank.
Okay, can you give me the credit structure under the rural cooperative banks?
No, sir, I don't know.
What is the banking structure of the cooperatives in the rural side?
No, sir, I don't know.
Short term, long term, you don't know about that?
No, sir.
You must be knowing that urban cooperative banks now come under the dual regulation, and RBI is one of the regulators of the urban cooperative banks. Can you tell me that how does RBI regulate the banking structure of the country?
Yes, sir. Sir, RBI is the central bank of our country. Sir, it can regulate the banking structure through the qualitative and quantitative methods. Yes, sir. The prompt corrective action, etc.
Regarding the quantitative methods, recently the government came up with GSAP program, Government Securities Acquisition Program.
Yes, sir.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, sir. Sir, government securities acquisition program. Sir, this has been made. I don't remember exactly, but sir, I think there in this recent GSAP, sir, any retail investor can buy the government securities.
So, was it only meant for letting the retail investors in, or had it as something, some bigger objective?
Sorry, sir. I can't remember.
Are you aware of Operation Twist?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, in the operation twist, the what the central bank will do, it will buy the short term G securities, and it will sell the short term government securities, and it will buy the long term G securities.
Why would we do selling and buying at the same time?
Sir, to maintain the inflation.
No, it's not meant for that. For inflation, you can generally go for open market operations. Why do you want to go for special open market operations?
So it will also maintain the bond yield.
Yes. Can you tell me the relationship of bond yield and bond prices?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, the bond yield increases with the increase of bond prices.
Okay, bond price increases the bond yield.
Bond prices. Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
So if a bond price is increasing from say 1,000 to 1,500, the yield would increase.
Yes, sir. The yield will increase. Yes.
What is bond yield?
So bond yield is the yield that a investor gets when he sells a bond. Like, sir, if one person is buying a bond at 100 rupees and he sells it at 108 rupees, yes, sir, the 8% he gets, this is the bond yield.
So if he is purchasing at a higher cost when the bond price is high, would the yield be high?
No, sir.
What you just now said yield would be high.
Sir, I meant about selling the bond at higher prices.
Does the taper tantrum in the United States economy by the Federal Reserve, does it affect Indian economy and the bond prices of India?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It surely affects. Yes, sir.
What is taper tantrum?
Sir, sir, there is a federal tapering. Sir, there is term federal tapering, like federal tapering. Sir, like if the bond yield is increasing in the America, the FDI will go from India to America. They will move from India to America.
FDI.
FDI, yes, sir.
Okay. What is the difference between FDI and FPI?
Sir, in the FDI, if a foreign company is investing less than 10%, if it is buying less than 10% shares in a particular company, it's called FPI. If more than 10%, it's called FDI.
Okay. In the foreign portfolio investment, we earlier used to have foreign institutional investment and qualified foreign investment. Can
Yes, sir.
you just give the difference between the two?
No, sir, I don't know.
Regarding the FDI, we have two kinds of FDI, the green and the brownfield FDI. What is the difference?
So greenfield is when we are starting a newer research. Yes, sir. And brownfield is continuing the older institute or anything.
What is FDI currently in the defense sector?
Sir, I don't remember this.
Sir,
Okay, Ankit Kumar,
Yes, sir.
let's talk about Jammu division as you are from Jammu, particularly from Kishtwar district.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the name of the districts chronologically through which Chenab River passes?
To Chenab River Pass. Yes, sir. Sir, firstly it comes to Kishtwar, then it goes through the Doda and the Ramban district. Doda and Ramban district. No, sir, I can't recall
Okay,
this.
does it flow through any plain area?
What, sir?
Does
Don't
Chenab flow in any plain area?
lean
Plain area.
plain areas. No, sir, I don't remember.
Close to you, you should know it.
Sir, I don't remember. Yes, sir, Akhnur areas.
Akhnoor area. There are many types of plain areas like dissected plain areas, deposited plain areas. What are they?
Sir, I don't remember this.
Okay. Have you ever heard the word of K2, which we usually say Godwin Austin?
Godwin Ashton, yes, sir.
Okay, there are also K1, K3, K4, and K5. Can you tell me the name of the peaks?
No, sir, I don't know about this.
Have you ever heard about the preamble?
Temple, yes, sir.
Can you read it?
Yes, sir. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to constitute all its citizens equality of status and opportunity, liberty, liberty of thought, expression, and belief, and to promote among them all fraternity, so that the dignity of an individual, to maintain the dignity and integrity of the nation. On this day of 26th November of 1949, we hereby give ourselves this constitution.
Okay, which word is first used? Is it justice or it is liberty or equality?
Equality. I first use. I first use
Are you,
equality. Lib- Sir, liberty is the first word.
are
Yes,
you,
sir.
are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a debatable question about right to education policy. So earlier it was a direct principle of state policy that then it has been changed as a fundamental right. What is the
Yes, sir.
procedure which was taken by the parliament and then it was changed from DPSP to fundamental right?
Sir, I don't know about the procedure. Sir, I don't know about the procedure.
Okay. Uh, if we see uh, recently it was in the news that thousands of people they are actually the resident of other country. They have been given the citizenship of India. So can you tell me the difference between OCI and PIO?
OCA. No, no, sir, I don't know the difference between them.
Okay. Say for example, as the interview is going for Jkpsc ARCS. Okay. For example, if a member of Jkpsc he is a member, he can be appointed as a member for UPSC or chairman, but he cannot do any employment when he is a member of JKPSC or any other PSC. He cannot take any employment. Can he become the governor of any state?
Yes, sir, he can become the governor.
How?
Sir, because the office of governor does not come under the office of prophet.
Why it is mentioned in the constitution that it is not the employment under government?
Sir, pardon me, sir.
Why it is mentioned in the constitution that it is not the employment under the government and the member of JKPSC or any other PSC can become the governor?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. So recently there was a right called a right to privacy. Why it was in the news?
Sir, right to privacy. Sir, right to, sir, there were many cases regarding the right to privacy. Or like the case Puttoswamy case, in which the Supreme Court told that right to privacy is an intrinsic part of the right to life and liberty under Article 21 of the Constitution. It was
I'm saying
also
on
under,
what basis? On what basis the issue was raised?
sir, like the WhatsApp issue, which told about that we have clearly accept or decline the policies of the WhatsApp.
Okay. In Kashtawar district, recently there was a cloud burst which hit 16 people in Kashtawar. What's cloud
Yes,
burst?
sir, cloudburst, sir, it is a rainfall which, sir, it is a sudden rainfall, a torrential type of rainfall in which there is rainfall of more than 1 millimeter per minute. Yes, sir, it continues into a vast area.
Okay. What's cloud seeding?
Cloud seeding, sir, when we, sir, sir, just a second, sir. Yes, sir, when we drop the hygroscopic nuclei on the clouds, so that it can accumulate the rain droplets around it. Yes, sir, it becomes heavy and we see rainfall.
Okay. Are you sure about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Ankit, let's get to the feedback now. So आप थोड़ा ease पे रह सकते हो.
Yes, sir.
So how would you rate your interview? कैसा लगा आपको?
Sir, it was average.
क्या
I
लग
was
रहा
not
है? What are the problems?
Sir, many facts you asked me, sir, I don't know about these.
Yeah, many of the things that I asked you, that was because you mentioned those questions in your answers.
Yes, sir.
आपको बहुत ही ज्यादा ख्याल रखना है कि आप अपने जवाबों में क्या बोल रहे हो। आप
Yes, sir.
बहुत ज्यादा एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे जा रहे हो। यू टॉक्ड अबाउट, जैसे आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट फिजिक्स में कुछ पार्टिकल्स के बारे में, यू शिफ्टेड टू गॉड पार्टिकल। आपने गॉड पार्टिकल बताया, फिर उसके बारे में आपको पता नहीं था। गॉड पार्टिकल के बाद अगर गॉड पार्टिकल आपने मेंशन किया, यू शुड हैव नोन अबाउट द स्टैंडर्ड मॉडल। और आपको
Yes.
नहीं पता, आपने मैंने टाइम पे सवाल पूछा, यू केम ऑन टू द फोर्थ डिमेंशन। फोर्थ डिमेंशन से फिर 10 डिमेंशन की स्ट्रिंग थ्योरी बाहर आ गई। फिर मैंने वहीं से डार्क मैटर पूछ लिया आपको, यू डिडंट नो अबाउट दैट। फिजिक्स इज योर सब्जेक्ट, आपको थोड़ा उसके बारे में आइडिया था, होना चाहिए था। देन देयर वाज योर, इन योर फ्री टाइम यू टीच मैथमेटिक्स, but these are some very simple questions. What are numbers, what are logarithms, what is infinity? आपने वो बिल्कुल the answers were not up to the mark. Then you talked,
Yes.
I questioned you about the infinity and you shifted to multiverse. फिर multiverse तो आपने बोल दिया, but you were not very confident about the questions. फिर multiverse पे जवाब बोलते बोलते आपने gravitational waves पे छलांग मार दी। फिर वहां पर फिर से आप फंस गए। फिर ग्रेविटेशनल वेव में आपने जवाब दे दिया ब्लैक होल का, फिर ब्लैक होल में फिर से आप फंस गए। ठीक है ना, तो आपके जवाब से ही सवाल निकलता है, और फिर आप उस सवाल को जवाब नहीं दे पाते। तो यू हैव टू बी वेरी प्रिसाइज विद व्हाट यू से। बहुत
Yes.
सोच देना। देयर आर सम ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट आई हैव रियलाइज्ड आपके पर्सनालिटी के बारे में। ड्रेस कोड इज ब्रिलियंट, अगर आप ऐसे ही जा रहे हो अच्छा है, हेयर कट भी आपकी अच्छी है, यू लुक लाइक एन ऑफिसर, सो दैट इज अ पॉजिटिव पॉइंट। एंड you are the knowledge about your district can be improved, खासकर जो करंट रिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट है अपनी डिस्ट्रिक्ट के बारे में, जो कोऑपरेटिव रिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट है डिस्ट्रिक्ट के बारे में, वो इम्प्रूव किया जा सकता है। नॉलेज अबाउट योर ओन सब्जेक्ट, एटलीस्ट जो भी मैंने आपसे सवाल पूछे हैं, दीज आर पॉपुलर साइंटिफिक क्वेश्चंस, ये हर एक बंदे को पता है। जिनका साइंस नहीं भी है उनको भी पता है, बिकॉज ये पॉपुलर मूवीज में आता है, पॉपुलर किताबों में आता है। I know there's a bestseller book by Stephen Hawking, उसमें ये सारी चीजें, he has dealt with all those things, so everybody has read those kind of concepts. You were not able to answer a simple question on dark matter even, तो अपने सब्जेक्ट के बारे में you should be confident enough. And what I understood that when I asked you about the bond prices and the bond yield, you were sure about a wrong answer. No, जब मैंने आपको बोला आर यू श्योर अबाउट इट, तो आपने कहा यस आई एम श्योर, बट दैट वाज अ रॉन्ग आंसर। तो यू शुड नॉट बी वेरी अपने जवाबों को इतना कंक्रेटाइज नहीं करना है आपको कि बिकॉज यू आर नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट, आपको नहीं बोलना है कि हाँ मैं कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ और ये सही जवाब है, बिकॉज वो गलत जवाब था आपका। तो आपको थोड़ा इसमें ह्यूमिलिटी दिखानी है, कैन से कि सर दिस इज द बेस्ट ऑफ माय नॉलेज, मैं इतना बता पा रहा हूँ, बट आई एम नॉट श्योर, आई कैन ऑल्सो बी रॉन्ग। ठीक है ना, ये चीजें बोलनी है इंटरव्यू में, सर मैं अभी इतना अपनी नॉलेज से इतना बोल पा रहा हूँ, इतना जवाब आ रहा है मुझे दिमाग में, पर मैं गलत भी हो सकता हूँ। ठीक है ना, उसकी पर्सनालिटी अच्छे से झलक के बाहर आई। उसके बाद रिगार्डिंग द क्वेश्चंस यू डोंट नो अबाउट, जब आपको पूछते हैं कि डू यू नो अबाउट दिस, अगर आपको नहीं पता होता, आप उसी वक्त अगले ही सेकंड में यू आर टू क्विक टू से दैट आई डोंट नो। ठीक है ना, इस डोंट नो में भी थोड़ा ठहराव होना चाहिए। जैसे मैंने सवाल पूछ लिया, इट शुड बी लाइक कि आप सवाल समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, एंड देन यू आर ट्राइंग टू रिफ्लेक्ट अपॉन इट, फिर आपको नहीं आ रहा याद, फिर आप बोल देते हो कि सर अभी मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा। ठीक है ना, डोंट बी टू क्विक टू से कि नहीं सर, सर नहीं पता। इट गिव्स एन इंप्रेशन कि आप बस आगे बढ़ना चाहते हो। ठीक है, ये सवाल छोड़ दो, दूसरा पूछ लो, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। बाकी सर बता देंगे।
ओके अंकित, मैं ये ऐड करना चाहता हूँ कि जो भी क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछे गए हैं आज, तो आप इसको बाद में देख भी सकते हो कि जो भी आंसर आपने दिया, आप बहुत स्पीड से बोल रहे हो, जवाब बहुत तेज बोल रहे हो, आराम से बोलो, क्योंकि आपका जो इंटरव्यू कल हो जाएगा वो आपको 25 से 35 मिनट्स के बीच में आपका
कम ही
इंटरव्यू
रहता है।
ठीक है।
Okay,
तो
sir.
घंटे में आपका इंटरव्यू हो जाएगा, आधा घंटा बहुत है, तो आधे घंटे में आपको आराम से बोलना है। जितना आप तेजी से बोलते हो ना, उतनी ज्यादा एक्सपेक्ट आप करो क्वेश्चन आपको पूछे जाएंगे। ठीक है, तो
Okay,
और वो simple भी नहीं होता है पैनलिस्ट को। जिस तरह आज जो भी क्वेश्चन मैंने आपसे पूछा या सर ने जो भी क्वेश्चन पूछा आपसे, तो आपने बहुत तेजी से जवाब दे दिया। और जो भी क्वेश्चंस हमने पूछे या सर ने पूछे, पैनलिस्ट जो भी क्वेश्चन आज जो आपसे हो पाए, तो मोस्टली आपने जो क्वेश्चन का आंसर दिया तो वो ठीक नहीं था। ठीक है, तो जब भी मैंने आपको पूछा कि आर यू श्योर, जब भी पैनलिस्ट ऐसा पूछता है कि आर यू श्योर, तो उसका मतलब ये है कि आप अपने दिमाग में रखो 50-50, शायद मैं 50% ठीक भी हूँ या 50% मैं गलत भी हो सकता हूँ। तो उसको बोलो कि सर मुझे लगता है कि ऐसा है, ये मत बोलो कि हाँ मैं श्योर हूँ, जबकि आप बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन में गलत थे, तो आप मतलब कॉन्फिडेंस से कहते हो कि हाँ मैं श्योर हूँ। ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए। और ये स्पीड जो थोड़ी बहुत प्रैक्टिस करो घर में, आहिस्ता बोलने की, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बोलने की। जितना आप तेज से बोलते हो ना, उतना आप आंसर जल्दी कंप्लीट करते हो, और उतने ही एक्सपेक्ट आप ये करो कि ज्यादा ही क्वेश्चन आपसे पुट किए जाएंगे। तो इस चीज का ध्यान करें, और करंट अफेयर्स का, और पर्टिकुलरली अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट का जो कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर है उस पर ज्यादा आप फोकस करें।
ओके
बाकी इंशाल्लाह आपका अच्छा हो जाएगा। थैंक यू।
Ankit, any questions?
नो सर।
इंटरव्यू का
सर कल है मेरा इंटरव्यू।
विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सर।